All right, everybody, welcome back. Some more. I almost said RTS League action, which because that's what it almost is, but it's not. It's Boyd's Age of Mythology, the Phoenix Reborn 3v3 tournament. We're in the final stages of this tournament. We're actually in the final four, which is a double elimination phase, and we have reached the second round of that. In fact, we will be watching the losers from the first round. So this is pretty big because whoever plays this game and series and loses will lose and never be seen again in this tournament. So this is the game. Let's get this suited a little bit better. There we go. We are ready to go. Ooh, I like this map. It's a special map chosen probably by JSS, I think. Maybe, I don't know. But what do we got? It's F2 versus JSS right here, right now. F2 is in the top of the map. Oh, it's a star-studded cast. We got Squash's Loki. Oh, I don't want that. Maybe I do. Squash is Loki. We've got Gold Lion and Zeus, the Pocket Zeus. Get that out of here. And player is Poseidon. So Poseidon, Zeus, Loki. And the opponents down on the bottom. Count Von Count for JSS is Odin. And a Loki. Ooh, double Norse. And a Kronos. Some substantial differences here. Odin, Loki. Oh, wait, no. Loki, Poseidon, Zeus. Loki, Kronos, Odin. I like F2's composition here. I think you only want one Norse on this map. Which is probably the Loki. The Kronos is okay, but as we saw from last match with Miracle Man playing Kronos, is he didn't time shift docks. Like up to here. Look at this really terrible fish for poor player. He built his dock way up here and the fish is all huddled in this corner, so we might as well make another dock, which kind of stinks. Same thing for this dock, a little bit out of the ordinary here as far as the fish. It kind of seems like every player, in a way, well, I guess this fish is okay, but kind of docked away from the fish. Well, except for this guy, Count by Count, got a nice dock. Look at this, all 6 fish lined up right here. You know, this is the thing where in this map, it's pretty obvious that the fish tend to spawn kind of plump or like clumped up. These players should have like seen that and realized maybe I should scout the shoreline first before putting a dock down, because this dock is not good. It's to the point where you should just put a dock here and all 6 of this fish is like no gather time at all. That's pretty amazing. The map, if you don't know what it is Tundra Pools. Oh, why don't... Okay, there we go. So Tundra Pools looks like this. We have seen it a few times in this tournament now, which is fun to see. And it's got a forest in the middle. This forest can be split up to be like 3 forests, 2 forests, 5 forests with holes through them. This is just one big shabammy. And then there's pools kind of in the corner of each, you know, the sides, and then the 2 corners in between the teams. Kind of makes for some interesting play here where which docks do you go? Like imagine Squash here goes forward here first and misses out on all of this fish. Like in a way, everybody like worked together so that they're... Where did my chat box go? Hello, Mackie. Everybody worked together so that there would be no competition on the water. Like they all very nicely picked different pools of water so that there would be no fighting. Now, again, we see no time shifting from Miracle Man. I just don't understand this. It's really disappoints me. Oh, we are going to see it, but it's very late. Maybe. I guess it's only 4 minutes. So yeah, he's going to come up here. All right, I like this. So this is pretty good. This is where now I like the Chronos pick because he's going to time shift a dock over to the pool of water over here. And we'll probably easily win this water. That makes the Chronos pick very valuable because really all he has to do is time shift a dock, cast Deconstruct, and oh, if the player smartly realizes this is coming and is building extra docks, he's anticipating. Oh, these villager. Oh, just kill the. Yep, kill the house. Then you can get at the villager. There's the Deconstruct. Kill the Villy. Where's the time shifted dock? Get villager killed. That's nice. Scout also whacked. Get these guys now can run up here. And where's the time shifted dock? Right here. What are you doing? You got it. Time shift it. I guess he's not going to. Well, no big deal. You can time shift it up here if you wanted. We got a forest fire here. Forest fire without a shockwave to bounce it in. Doesn't really do a whole lot. No villagers killed. So not a whole lot of action there. Ooh, we do have both of the Norse for JSS are building on the left of the map. So they're going to double the Norse opponent. I like that. I like that. It's very nice. Kalimnos 2000. Welcome. Well, he needs to do something with this dock. Otherwise, it's just wasted resources. He's got a counter barracks up. But what's the... I want to show the text. LTI. LTI toggles live text for players. Oh, LTA. That's what I want. LTA. That will give me all the text, so that's very helpful. We have, ooh, just a little bit of competition in this water pool now. And now over here is the first action of the game. We do have our Zeus player coming forward. See, the double hoplite or the double Norse strategy here, I think is a little bit susceptible to hoplite spam. There's some danger there where the hoplite spam can come in and just start crushing buildings and being really strong. Squash gotta be careful though. Gotta watch out for his first tier there. And the goat. He is the goat. I like this spy because it shows where JSS is, so they can kind of see where the army is and just kind of avoid it as they so desire. A little bit of a raid up here by Count as well. Oh, this Ulfsark has 2-3 hit points because it regenerates, so not quite dead. And yeah, now here comes a very scary part where once these houses start going down, Count's going to be in a position where he's not going to be able to replenish his units. So just come at the houses. Oh, pick off the units. Oh, yeah, nice for Gold Lion, bad for Count. Yeah, now these houses can just get wrecked, and we can see what this does. This is forcing Nolus to come back. Now, Squash needs to come down too, because we're going to see a restoration here from Gold Lion. He just needs to wait until Squash is down here fighting. Do we have a bolt? Yeah, probably whack the... Oh, we're going to have to see probably the restoration. That's the one danger coming forward like this. Alright, resto. You gotta use it. There we go. Alright, restoration used. I don't know if they win this fight, like in long term, but restoration's huge. Yeah, in fact, no, they do. They will win this fight, I think. They being F2. We got more hoplites pouring in here. It's just such carnage, though. It's hard to say, but I think there's just way too many hoplites. So right now they're all chasing this one Ulsark, so that's not good. But yeah, there's the Norse just can't keep up with the production here. And that could just be a very quick turn of the game. And this is why I liked the Sea of Zeus here. As opposed to a second Norse, because that early double restoration on a big early fight can be so good. And now Gold Lions looks like he's thinking of coming over maybe to Nolus's home base and just plowing it down with his Ulsarks, or not his Ulsarks, with his hoplites, which isn't a bad idea. I think he could have just stayed here and flattened all these houses, and it probably accomplished just as much. But you know, it keeps the enemy off on their back toes. And yeah, they're going to come in and flatten this town center, which is going to put an end to Purple's economy for a while. It's just that Squash needs to run away while this is happening, which he should be able to as soon as he gets away from the trolls. And yeah, now we see the hoplite bum rush on the town center here, and the town center is just going to get flattened here pretty quickly, leaving all the Exoxcart villagers pretty out in the open. And yep, we got medium hoplites came in. Over on this side, we've got the Kronos. Where's the Kronos' army? Okay, slow Terma here, a few Terma there. And town center down. Oh, look out for the villagers. Where do we go now? Are we just going to flatten yellow? Because you could do that. Ram a couple town centers there. Go for the docks. I guess that's okay. Oh, man, look at this right here. Now, what are they doing over here? See, they got to come back and respond. And because of this awesome spy, Gold Lion knows it's coming. Now, he should probably be retreating, because one thing you don't want is for your entire army to get surrounded. So maybe stayed here a little too long. Nice little hoplite raids, because yeah, there's a dangerous spot here where you could just get completely surrounded. Nolus, though, isn't quite doing this right. You need to have one unit hacking away at the hoplites to keep them slowed, and then the rest run around and slow them up. And also the Ulsarks here with some very poor pathing just ran around the tree, and so they're behind too. So this could have been a really good surround for JSS, and they kind of failed at it. We got Aphrodite coming in for a player. A little bit of a raid here with the Terma. What do we got from Squash? Aging up Bragi. Maybe he shouldn't take this fight right before he's up Bragi. It's a little bit of an awkward timing for him. Just losing the hit points that he could maybe use on slightly stronger units. And we're going to probably see a flaming weapons here on this town center, because you really gotta want to pound this down, right? I think you got to. Yep, there's the flaming weapons. Gotta watch out for these throwing axemen, though. Oh, the curse! Yeah, that hurts. Now there's not a single unit to help defend, and this hoplite raid kept all the assistance over here. In fact, the hoplites are still fighting Purple. They'll win this fight too. And that's it. GG. F2 just flattening JSS in this first map here. Wow, that was some good play. This matchup on the right really didn't matter. The Kronos versus the Poseidon, just kind of a wash. And on the left, the 2v2 over here just destroyed JSS. I think they were a little too content, a little too happy with their double Norse and thinking that, oh, the double Norse will work great. And there's some danger there early on before the Norse can get rolling, that just that pure hoplite spam. You win a fight with restoration, flatten some buildings. The hoplites just keep them all completely back. Kill the town center here. This forces count by count to go defend, and then Squash swoops in for the kill. And what a 12-minute just beat down. Wow. You can see that JSS is ahead in resources, but it doesn't really matter if you're losing buildings, units, and all that. So first game, first blood goes to F2, Fade 2, and hello, Menno. Oh, Mino Nation. Menno Nation 1. Men of Nation 1. Good to have you on board. We'll move on to game number 2. This is the final 4 in the double elimination phase of Voight's Phoenix Reborn 3v3 tournament. This is the losers part of the double elimination. So both these teams lost in the first round. So the loser of this round is out for good. Dunzo. And we are moving on here to game number 2. This is F2's home map, the familiar shores of Mediterranean. So F2 took JSS's map in the first game and looking to make it 2 in a row with F2's strong and steady play on a Mediterranean. They have won this map over and over and over again, but they did lose last round on this map against UCA. So does that mean F2's reign of terror, the scourge of the seas, is it done? Over? Or just a fluke? The players, though, do we have any changes in the players? No, we do not. Squashes Gaia for the Gaia trees and the Aranos early pressure on the water, or the Atlantean pressure on the water. Gold Lion is Hades. Player is Zeus, benefiting from Gaia's trees. Their opponents up at the top, JSS, Miracle Man's Kronos, Gauntlet Count Hades, Nolus or Abysme is Zeus. A little bit unlucky with your Kronos on the side of the Zeus, because Zeus can repel the Kronos pretty easily. You really want the Kronos to be matched up against the Gaia. Looks like he is going to probably deconstruct this dock to slow down the Zeus a little bit. Or not. No deconstruct. Oh, kind of a little bit of... Oh, the villager's coming now. At this point, you almost don't, because the villager's there and ready. So I guess the resources dropped off right before. And nice to get 4 ships out. This actually is... The deconstruct could have come quite a bit earlier here. You do the deconstruct, it doesn't seem like it does much, but the big thing is it just slows down your opponent's advance. And early on with Kronos, timing is everything. Getting that advantage is pretty massive. Did I do that right? I think I did. The Gaia here is so good, though I don't like the Gaia using trees on herself second. These trees should be given to the Hades because they benefit more from the Gaia trees. Though, I mean, by now you already got the storehouse here, but definitely the third set of trees should be gifted over to Gold Lion. But yeah, this will be a tough match for JSS to win. Kronos, Hades, Zeus is pretty similar matchup overall. It's just we've got a Kronos on this side and a Gaia on the bottom. Unless the Kronos is up against the Gaia, I like the Gaia more. Like the Kronos kind of hard destroys the Gaia and forces out quite a bit of defense from the Hades. Though we would have, I guess, a Sentinels. But still, you can sit on this gold mine and do quite a bit of damage. But unfortunately, the Kronos is way over here, the Gaia here. So the Gaia is really good in this situation. The F2 should win the boat battle just based on that. The Gaia trees are just too good to pass up. And the Kronos here should be fine. In fact, he didn't even time shift his temple, which that's an issue. I mean, even if you time shift it here, just getting on the gold would be pretty helpful. Oh, he forgot to build his mining camp. This is kind of like Chrono JJ level of mistake here. There we go. Now he noticed. So historically, F2 over the past 6 years has been dominant in the 3v3 tournaments for RTS League, winning a lot. JSS also very good during this time frame as well, but that part of their top level play was when they had the Mista on the team. They don't have him playing right now. The Mista is busy with other things. So JSS not quite as strong as they normally are. F2 with Squash and Player, who are two of the best team game gods. Oh, here's the temple. That's not gonna, anything's gonna happen with this because the Minotaurs are already here. But yeah, F2 should, I would say F2 is the slightly better team here. They're just so good. I'm kind of surprised that they lost the first round here. Did we see a bolt on that servant? That's a very strange bolt. Why wouldn't you save it for the carnivore, unless it was the carnivore? Did the carnivore get used? No. Bolted a servant. It's really weird. Really strange. So no pressure from the Chronos at all, which that hurts. That is not good. We're got blue coming over here, and like already we can kind of see that F2 kind of on the offensive here, and they're coming through and starting to attack. Blue starts running away as Miracle Man starts fighting. A little bit of discombobulation. We got green coming in around the back, so this is kind of more like a 3v2. And this is one reason why the guy is also very good on water with the Oceanus. These Carnivora, essentially properly used, will do a one-hit KO on a boat every time. And then they really good at tanking quite a bit of damage. Though F2 kind of didn't take full advantage of that. They should have been farther in and killed more of the boats there. So, but it's still early boat kill and then the assistance later on. But yeah, look at this. I mean, we've already got F2 pushing really hard in here. Nolus is a little bit out of position for this triple, and we do have 4 restorations ready to be used. And we've got sentinels over here. Ooh, we do have a dead citizen right here. It looks like maybe that was Odysseus that got bolted. Yeah, bolted Odysseus. So this is why, like, if this is combined with the Chronos, this is some pretty scary pressure, because even with the Sentinels, you can kind of sit on this gold mine, which would be really hard for then the Gaia to make any boats. And we can see even with just these 2 units, we have it sitting, but can't be wasting hit points here. You gotta get out. Gotta get out. Oh, he's busy watching the water. Now this is not good. Oh, now he notices, but the Minotaur loses a lot of hit points, runs right through the military barracks. And yeah, see, right now he's just throwing away so much hit points for no real reason. And then here comes now Ajax and a Murmillo, and this is just useless. Now the pressure is gone with that, just not paying attention, and killed the citizen early on, but not worth it overall. Boy, the one bad thing with this is I can't see where the god powers get used. I don't even know how his trees got used. Now, player's a little bit too far forward, getting cut out by 2 enemy things here. Oh, we've got, okay. For some reason, Goldline decided to send 20 boats back to fight 4. We've got a restoration used here by Count Von Count. Kind of benefit 2 players along with a few yellow ships. But now that Gold Lion's back, I'm not sure if JSS can really hold this fight. Now we have a restoration coming in for player. Gets in on quite a lot of ships, actually. Both his and also Squash came over. And we've got some nice raids here by Nolus, but while he's over there, the bad thing is that his teammates are about to get wrecked. Here comes another restoration. The Carnivore doesn't care about the restoration. We'll just one-hit KO a boat again, and then tank some damage. A little bit of a fight over here. But yeah, Nolus just has no boats to speak of. And this is a pretty heavily favored F2 fight. Now we have another restoration coming in, again benefiting all three players on F2. And this is going to push JSS further back. Got Nolus trying to come up to the fight, but maybe a little too late. He's also in the danger. Yeah, he's going to have to be careful, otherwise he could get cut off. Defender's advantage here, though, so JSS can probably hold on a little bit better. Right now Gold Lion is kind of on his own. We've got player, again, retreating all of his boats while his buddies up here. We're kind of taking a 2v3 for a little bit. So a little bit of miscommunication there. Fight still raging. Player in and out a little bit. Yeah, player F2 is kind of mismanaging this fight just overall, and kind of took a winning fight to a losing fight with just some poor teamwork. And I think they still might push through because they had the greater numbers to begin with, but definitely kind of taken a decent amount of boat losses here that they should not have taken. And in the end, they are going to have to pull back. And that was not a good minute or so of fighting for F2. Kind of a little bit discombobulated there and took a lot of boat damage, a lot of boat deaths. And actually, I mean, we saw that F2 going into that fight was ahead decently in score. Fell behind, though some of that is maybe because we just had a town center getting grabbed by F2 player. But a little bit, there's a chance for some counter push here for JSS. Nolus fighting off Squashy. But now this is not where you want to fight, though, underneath these two docks. You need to get out of there. Once you've pushed the fishing ships into the docks, there's really no reason to stay under the docks. You already accomplished what you needed. And then by overstaying, you lose too many boats. Now we can see from the settlement counts that we've got players starting to grab town centers here. We got Count being real greedy and grabbing 2 at the same time. We also got Nolus grabbing his 2, which I guess it's not abnormal. We got everybody grabbing pretty much all their town centers. Just Gold Lion and player here have a town center they haven't gotten. There's a nice Carnivora used in the backside. A lot of value in that, but should be able to turn and fight this with the docks and the stronger Greek boats. And then kind of hit the Carnivora once the boats leave. Don't get hit again, though. There you go. Right side, still going back and forth. It's getting to the point in the game where the teams might just kind of stop caring quite so much about water. Once you have your town centers up and your villagers producing, that the extra income from the fish becomes proportionally less important, to where now it'll be a kind of a question of switching to land and getting a step up on the land fights. Like we can see F2 is a little bit positioned ahead on the land. We've even already got some Murmillos from the Gaia player wandering around. And actually the Gaia player is in a pretty decent spot here on Nolus. Ooh, a lot of low hit point boats though. And are we still even seeing boats getting made? No, not by Squash. Not by Gold Lion and not by player. Still seeing a few boats made by Miracle Man, who's just now getting Purse Sign. That's a little bit late for Purse Sign. Just now. Purse Sign being the upgrade that improves fish. So, as sometimes happens in close Mediterranean fights, kind of reached a point where there was no real winner. It was just kind of players declaring, well, kind of done making boats for the most part, and now we'll just kind of have our remainder units just kind of fight each other. maybe do some fishing ship raiding, and that's about it. Though Count is making a few more boats. There he goes. Now he's stopped. But you're getting player kind of trapped in this corner here. There, this will probably be the end of players. Little navy he's got left. Well, he'll run around. But yeah, these Atlantean boats need to start running in and getting on top of the fishing ships. Because really, if you have the water advantage, it doesn't matter unless you're on top of the boats. And we can see, like, Squash is still picking off fishing ships. And I'm not sure where these guys are going. Over here. But yeah, they should just come down here. Get on the fishing ships, make them idle. So, but yeah, kind of a funny game where the fighting was so fierce on the water for so long, and now it's just kind of becomes a truce, and they decide, we're gonna fight on the land now. One thing to note, very important, no town centers in water range. So kind of makes the water a little less valuable. So with mirror civs mostly, the only difference between the Kronos and the Gaia, the Gaia will have a little bit better spike leading into Mythic Age because of better economy. But as the game goes into late game, I like Kronos a bit better because of the ability to time shift and also the vortex and the capability that has of one-shotting a Titan Gate, things like that. Oh, we've used the Underworld. Where's the Underworld? Right here. So blue is used the Underworld to the backside of the Gaia player. Is gambling on, yeah, so sometimes these early underworlds are really strong if the enemy Pocket Norse, in this case, is going Mythic Age, because then he's putting 2 grand into aging up that Count is putting into units. Now this, I don't know why he only has 5-6 infantry attacking this, but it looks like Squash almost hasn't even noticed this. Like at all. Now he notices. So that was some time there that they didn't notice that there's an attack going on. Oh, this is why these units aren't doing any damage. They're just Hades. So the Hades units here don't do a lot of damage to the town center like a Zeus unit would. Like really, these villagers should probably just get on the town center and ensure this goes down before we start seeing like masons and such. Oh, and now we've got an underworld from red underworld. Oh, they're front of their bases to the back. The defensive underworld is never as good as the offensive one. Unfortunately, did not get this town center down. Oh, might. See, there should have just been a deconstruct used by JSS. Oh, wait, no, JSS. This is JSS, so never mind. They're not going to deconstruct. They're not going to deconstruct their own town center. But yeah, these melee units here have kind of thrown away their lives. Too many of them against the town center. Now the question is, does this Petrobolus quite kill the town center? It's close. Yeah, it's going to go down. So that's nice, but the palace goes down, or the fortress. But this is a really good slowdown. A lot of value out of this little push here. Gold line is up. Earthquake. And we see the earthquake used here. This is slow down the front pressure that we're seeing Nolus putting on while the units are forced to be in the back. So very good earthquake there to do that. And this will probably stop Nolus's pressure. Now, the thing is, though, Nolus should be on this underworld. Not these random foolish buildings. It doesn't matter. Get the underworld. And the units are too far away. The underworld is going to go down. And the advantage for Count Von Count is that he's still got villagers back here that can kind of just delay all of this army. Like, this army can't go back until all these units are killed. The villagers need to hide. We don't want to kill all the villagers so that you don't get any buildings built. Gotta get one hero trained to kill that behemoth. So what that does, because this underworld is now killed, is that Nolus kind of has free reign now to attack up here for quite a bit of time until, yeah, it's a long walk back. Meanwhile, Count should start forward building down here to help with the pressure. He's maybe a little bit slow to get villagers down here. But what about the right? What's going on the right side? Kind of even right now. Not a whole lot popping off here. We got player going up with Hephaestus, so there'll be some damage to be done soon. Player still does have an underworld, as does Nolus. Unfortunately, Nolus was not quite able to get the damage in that he wanted. Masons is a big upgrade against Zeus infantry. And finally, about to clean this up. No more blue villagers down here to be annoying. Just a few. Just a few units that are annoying here. You know, you probably though want to finish these off, especially the palace, or the fortress, because this can be a pain. Because all of a sudden we can start having some Helipolis popping out. And now there's a pressure on the back again. So we need to send a few I'm assuming we is like F2. F2 needs to send some units just to clear this up. Count is also up Artemis. Not a whole lot of earthquakey places to use Earthquake though. We did have a Vortex by Miracle Man. And I believe... So a huge power spike that you get when you age up to Mythic Age as Kronos is that you get Vortex along with Hika Gigantes. But if you Vortex too soon after aging up, like Miracle Man did, if you hit Vortex before the Myth unit spawns because there's a delay, you hit Mythic Age or any age, and then like 1.5 seconds later, your free Myth unit spawns out. So really is a bad mistake because this guy is kind of your central focus. He's the key force behind your building attacks and didn't get it across. And what's going to happen there, that means that no town centers are going to go down. And that's a gigantic mistake. Because if there's a Hika Gigantes here, it kills this town center. A simple little mistake like that, though, but that's big. It's a big mistake. Huge. Would like to see probably a trader. Oh, he traded something already. And now, okay, we've got the BMS back here. So, yeah, this Vortex, just useless. Really bad Vortex. Did nothing. And those are the kind of things you gotta do damage with those. Otherwise, the Zeus is gonna run all over you at some point, because late game Zeus against Kronos, like head to head, is going to win. Also, we've got Miracle Man's got a ton of pop stuck in these stupid boats that aren't doing anything now. We have an Earthquake, just gets that town center down. This is where the Kronos should have been already, like time shifting buildings back here. Like, there should be a temple, a Kronos temple back here. Kronos buildings, barracks, counter barracks, all sorts of stuff. And he's not doing it. Because you could really get a strong foothold back here right now while this is all going on. These buildings down here ended up being quite annoying. Because even when the earthquake comes in, but can't even build the town center back up because these Toxotes and stuff back here. And killing some units. Very close game here. Player did use Underworld. Back here. We had a Vortex used to try to counter the Underworld, but there's not enough siege units to kill the Underworld. Miracle Man is failing here. You have to have some pocket myth units to vortex and insta-kill an underworld. You have to have him, and he doesn't. And that's big. And the reason why he doesn't is because he's got all these useless, completely useless boats. Here's just archers shooting each other. Nothing's going to happen. But, yeah, if he has 2 Hika Gigantes and units in insta-vortex here, the underworld is down pretty much immediately. And this is not happening. So, bad mistake by Miracle Man here. He ain't doing no miracles. I like what he's doing with this pressure back here, really being annoying. But looks like it's about to get fought off. And Nolus really hasn't taken any sort of advantage in this time either. He's kind of getting kicked a little bit here. By a Gaia that's only in Heroic Age. And now Count is in a bit of a rough shape here because we have no answer to this. And we had no more Vortex. It has 1 more Vortex left. We got 800 hit points, but still the Myrmidon just flowing through. And Miracle Man letting his team down here. Always got to have a couple Hika Gigantes out ready to rumble. Time shifted buildings. So yeah, this little underworld here might spell the beginning of the end for JSS here. The game's not over by any stretch, but it's been a bad turn of events. Bad turn of events for JSS here. Because once Squash, he has high score, but it's kind of stuck in age 3 for now. Add a trader to get the. I like this trader on the Helipolis here because there's nothing to kill the Helipolis. This Helipolis will do quite a bit of damage to the town center. The Mass Arcus. A little bit of an underappreciated unit are the Arcus. They're very good. Same hit points as a Toxote. 6 damage to... Same damage. But the Arcus have a ton of range. 20 base range compared to just 15 for the Toxote. So the Arcus is very good. Very good to have. Look at that damage this one Helipolis has done here. And this has still not been dealt with. Kind of taking the full focus of 2 players here. Might get it now. These Gastropheti should come up here and attack the underworld. They would do a lot of damage to it. We've got some random Peltas here. I don't like the appearance of the Peltas. It's a little bit awkward. And finally this underworld will be dealt with. Looks like. Yep. Now JSS just used their underworld down here. So missed this. This has been going on for a little bit. They killed the town center. Don't let it get back up. That's terrible. He didn't... That kind of ends the pressure here, letting that town center get up. Wow, that was not good. That's a mistake. You can't be making mistakes like that in games like this. You just can't. That town center should be down. Gold Lion should be losing his army. And this should be a good strong condition for Nolus, but just messed up and didn't attack the town center. And now we're back to square zero. Full HP Hades town center. I'll take forever. Just finally starting to push against this Mass Arcus. Mass Arcus don't have a good answer to the Helipolis here that can tank so much damage. We are aging up Atlas. Underworld dealt with. Now we have a Vortex to try to kill the town center that should have been dead already. No Hika Gigantes. He's popped. He still has these useless boats along with a Man of War. 5 population, and this is one of the most useless myth units in the game. And he's got it's taken up 5 population. This Vortex was just crap. Absolute crap. It pains me to see Kronos being played so poorly. Nice little build here, right in the trade line. You start pumping out archers and Toxotes and Gastrophetes. But yeah, all this effort into killing this town center for the second time, and it's not going well. Probably will kill it with his last volley or two, but it'll just get built back up again. And so at this point now we're, despite all of kind of the struggles that JSS has been having, it's still pretty close. And I do like this little build here. It's always good to start just punching buildings in on the shoreline. And we're starting to kind of get into what could be a very long match, but certainly JSS had some opportunities here to do very well, and it kind of blew it. And Nolus is on the verge of losing this. We missed the implode. That disappoints me. The implode came in here and we missed it. And that's sad because the implode is cool, but Nolus has to watch out here. These fire siphon going to do some damage. Now the fire siphon is plugging away at the Helipolis first, but Nolus is in a spot where he could get pushed through here pretty quickly. Nice build here. Looks like though F2's kind of on top of it. And a little bit of push down here, but it's not going super fast. We need to see the Kiro Ballista with what's the unit or the tech from the armory? Not burning pitch, flaming arrows or whatever it is. Maybe it is burning pitch. To get those units doing more damage to the town center. Like it's kind of like you might as well not make Kiro or Gastrophetes until that technology is researched, because they just don't do much without it. Yeah, this is kind of stagnating into kind of a long match. More idle boats here. These citizens haven't maybe escaped without being noticed. Hope they're going to be getting noticed. What's up, Space Monkey and Meowsel? Have you guys on board? Game number 2. What might be a very long game. We might end up just seeing somebody building a wonder. Because at this point, there's no god powers to throw at the wonder. And now with a little bit of help from Count McCount, we can see JSS starting to push. No, this is not FFA. This is a 3v3. We've got purple, red, and green on a team. So the bottom half / right. Look at all these technologies getting researched here. And they're up against the team on the top left. This is JSS up here. Blue, light blue, yellow. And F2 on the bottom. Yeah, I gotta feel that whoever puts up a wonder first here wins. Because pushing through a side to get all the way to a wonder just take forever. I just don't know if anybody has the resources to build a wonder. Player pushed back a little bit here. Gold Lion I don't know where his army is. Because he needs to come up here pretty quick to help out, because there are 2 Greeks up here against 1 Gaia. And I don't know. Oh, here's his army. It's just way down here cleaning up the last few buildings. Yeah, he's got to get up here and build a little bit faster. He needs more than 2 villagers building up here. He needs a lot more than that. Same thing, like these villagers should be building up here as well. Because what you want from your pocket is to have a forward base on both sides, so that he can pretty quickly, you know, double on this side, get the advantage, and then just start building on this side to help defend. But yeah, this is looking a little scary because our Gold Lion player here is coming in a little too late, and they, I mean, a minute and a half ago we saw Squash pushing pretty heavy on this town center, and now it's kind of the opposite. And these Hades units aren't going to do a whole lot against all these Helipolis. Like, these Helipolis could probably just come in and bum rush the town center, because there's nothing, no hack units to kill these Helipolis. Yeah, town center going down pretty quickly here. Does have this upgrade, which helps out a decent amount. Titan shield gives it more armor. A little bit of a build by player here. This is not spotted yet. And yeah, this town center is going to go down. Now we've got some more units from Gold Lion. Would like to have seen these villagers come here sooner to repair, because there's only 2 Helipolis left. Only 1 left. Oh, don't tell me this town center survives. It does, doesn't it? It actually shouldn't have, because when there were 5 Helipolis here, they started these attacking in the edge of the range, and the 2 behind couldn't attack the town center. These Helipolis should have just come in just to, you know, a fraction of a spot longer, so that then the Helipolis behind them could also attack it. So this town center lives. That's a big hold there. Because once it's down, I don't know if it's able to stay up. We've got a Titan being built. First Titan in the game, Gold Lion. 32 minutes into this. Player with a little bit of a side build. There's nothing up here. Nothing. This is a scary build here, if you're Miracle Man. Yeah, this is going to force out quite a bit of defense. Oh, we do have the boats fighting. Oh, this is good for Miracle Man to get the boats in on these side builds. So that's pretty good for him. So we'll see just a few units. This is a fully upgraded Gold Colossus. And side builds are the name of the game, but I gotta think that we gotta see somebody building a Wonder, right? Otherwise this game might go on forever. Gotta put up a Wonder. I mean, I know maybe you don't want to win with a Wonder because it's kind of lame, but you gotta win somehow. And right now it seems like it's just kind of a stalemate everywhere. Let's see how players are doing with resources. Count's got a lot. Gold Lion's got a lot. Squash, not a whole lot. Miracle Man, way too many. He needs to delete. He needs to delete civilian units. Player, he's okay. Nolus, yeah, but sitting at low pop here. So everybody's got resources. We got a couple Titan gates coming up now from JSS. And we might be in for a long one here. Which is good. I'll just sit back and relax. Fix my blanket a little bit. This was held. Yeah, maybe they have a gentleman's agreement for no Wonder. There's still room down here to start building. Somebody else just researched the Titan Gate, Titan Age. That's player. This is where it would be nice to have some of those vortexes in your pocket still. Whew. I shouldn't yawn. Look at all these. Just starting to cram up buildings. But yeah, really at this point, with so few avenues of attack, just pushing through just takes so long. Like, yeah, if I'm Gold Lion here... Oh, he doesn't have the resources anymore. Let's say build a wonder. But he doesn't have the resources. Little side build. This shade spots it out. He knows what's up. And these siege biremes in defense actually really good because they'll prevent any sort of attacks from coming. We do have some hammer ships coming in. Probably trying to clean up this area here so they can do another landing. Because really, this town center though, once you get a decent landing here and come up, this is wide open still. Much more open than any of these other places. Like here, I don't know if you're ever gonna push through. We've got 12 towers right in that one screen. But again though, with Miracle Man being Chronos, he needs to start just time shifting buildings back here just to be annoying. You know, time shift some buildings right here, a palace. Kind of a free attack. We got some boats going at all these defensive buildings. I'm amazed it's taking this long for a wonder. Ooh, we've got some decent amount of fire siphons coming in on this town center here. They do some damage. 68 crush damage. That's a lot of crush. There's the wonder. There it is. Very slow to get that started. Is someone else building a wonder yet? Nope. You gotta get the Atlantean builds wonders faster than the Greek. Here we are. Oh, gotta get these. Stop the trade route. You're never gonna build it as long as these caravans are in here. There we go. Now we gotta get every single Atlantean villager we can. Probably even put them as heroes if you have the resources. Does he have the resources? He does. Convert them to heroes. They build faster. Because if you don't get your wonder up first, you lose. There's no way you can get down there. Look at this dude. There he goes. There's no way. You got to heroize your villagers manually. Do it. Do it. He's not going to do it. Alright. What are we at here? Yeah, he's quite a bit ahead already. He started a little bit sooner with all of his villagers ready to go. So it's about a third of the way there. We're only about a fifth of the way there. Maybe a fourth now. What do we got? Only 14 citizens to at least 30, about 34. Gotta heroize those things. You're not gonna get the wonder up. And get in, gotta just fight, just mutually fight. There we go, punching each other. These two will kind of counteract each other. We at 10,000, so 66% of the way, and only 50% of the way. Man, if he put these as heroes, he probably would finish it first. He's got the resources. He's losing his base up here. All of a sudden, all the towers disappeared. There were a bunch. They're all gone. 12,000. He's still catching up though, but not quite enough. Not quite enough. This didn't quite get there in time. It's going to be closer than what it looks though, but not quite. Let's see what the final time is. 8 seconds faster, maybe 10. Be a little bit, no, it's gonna be a little bit more than that. Okay, so he actually was a little bit more ahead than I thought he was. I don't know if this would have shaved off that much. If 15 seconds, if he would have heroized all these. I don't think it would have, but really cool though. Nice to see the wonders. This is a pretty awesome wonder. Little pit of lava with this kind of clock tower in the middle, all rotating, looking super cool. And this one, a little bit more boring, I suppose. What is this what is this building supposed to be? Somebody's got to know. Looks like a bank. Very fancy bank. Probably have some really good interest rates. How did this guy win so heavily here? He still got half his health, and somehow this town center is down. Raptor AOM, 17 months! Wow! Yeah. How are they gonna push this? Ah, it's the mausoleum. So it's a... Wasn't that like a fancy tomb? Alright. Zanch with Ranch. He knows what's up. Alright, now... Yeah, I mean... There's no push here. You just... You can't get to it. And maybe you're gonna be mad because they built... Oh, you wiki knew. You shouldn't have said that. I would have thought you were really smart. But it may seem like, you know, maybe a bit of a low blow to win with a wonder, but at this point, 40 minutes in, not a whole lot going on. I don't know. What else are you supposed to do, really? You know? It almost looks, though, that F2 is going to push through anyway eventually. On both sides. Might happen here. Very slowly, but it looks... Oh, we got a little bit of side builds here as well. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Raptor. It looks like F2 is slowly going to win this anyway. Just JSS just kind of lost their way. They had abilities, but kind of just misused some of their god powers in their positions. The vortexes, there were just no value out of a vortex here. And really kind of a disappointing Chronos show overall. So that's going to be it for game 2. A long one. Maybe slightly anticlimactic if you don't like the kind of the wonder and then just the resign before even getting anywhere. But it looks to me like F2 is going to start pushing through this anyway. And they weren't going to get to the wonder at all. You got this Titan. He wasn't going to make it. So that was a long one. Close game overall. JSS had some chances. Just messed it up a little bit. Messed it up. But yeah, really, this is about as close as a Mediterranean game as you would see. It's just... Well, the bad thing, though, here is without any town centers in water range, it really kind of stagnates the game once it reaches Mythic, because there's just so few ways to attack and get an advantage. I mean, we've got the whole shoreline just walled off. Like, you can't even get a build off. So without being able to kill town centers with boats, it just takes so long to do anything. I don't know what these guys having a little party or something. But that's game 2. So let's move on to game 3. We're done with the home maps of each team. So now we're on some preset maps, and we'll see what they are. This one looks like Mega Random. Ooh. Mega Random. That's why I didn't know what it was. So this is Mega Random, which could have spawned kind of anything here. Mega Random spawned what looks to be a little bit more of a basic land map here. Yeah, we've got, it's almost like the ponds kind of make you think of Savannah. The cliffs kind of make you think Alfheim. The 3 elephants here make you think of I wish I were playing Norse. Let's see what the other hunt is. So let's check. We started off with two water buffalo. We've got some more water buffalo here. We got some zebra. Anything else? I'm just trying to focus on one player. You got your 3 elephant spawn. So it looks like 2 starting water buffalo, an additional 5 water buffalo, and then your zebra with some elephants. So pretty solid hunt, especially if you get access to your elephant. That's kind of the big hunt spot is the triple elephant. Looking at the gods and the players. We've got Nolus as Zeus. Common count as Loki. Player is Hades. Wait a minute, he's on the opposite team. We got Kronos, Zeus, Loki. Loki, Ra, Hades. So Loki's on both teams. Wrong scorecard. I did put it wrong. Oh, you're right. F2 did win both games. My bad. Appreciate it. Yeah, F2 2-0. For some reason I was thinking JSS. I don't know. It's late. I've had 3 long days of work in a row. It's kind of why, I'm here just chillaxing. If you're looking for somebody jumping out of the chair, it's not going to be me. I'm here just to kind of chillax, just kind of calmly watch some Age of Mythology. Maybe get excited once in a while. Yeah, the Ra. Let's talk about this. So the Ra's got a Hades and a Loki. Ra's notorious in team games for being almost useless for like the first 9-10 minutes. And then bonkers strong 17 minutes and on. So the key is, as the opponent of a team with a Ra, is you have to take advantage of a player before the Ra gets going. And oftentimes in coordinated 3v3s, the Ra is more of a detriment than a benefit, because he just gets going a little too slow, and by the time he gets going, one of your teammates is half dead, and the Ra can't quite cover for that. Now keep in mind too that going into this map, this was mega random, so this could have spawned any type of map. It could have been a water map, a closed land map. In the end, it got kind of an open land map with a decent amount of hunt, which does benefit more so the JSS team here. Although the Kronos, I'd really rather this be in Uranos, especially because Miracle Man doesn't make good use of Kronos' bonuses. Like, Miracle Man is or has been for a long time, an Uranos player, and now it seems like he's recently switched to Kronos. But he plays the Kronos just a little bit too much like Uranos, to the point where he might as well just be Uranos. Like, why is he playing Kronos? So let's go around. Let's see what the Pharaoh's name is. The Pharaoh name is Tutankhamun tonight. Tutankhamun. I have a nice thing where people can pick a name for a Pharaoh, then it gets into the randomly selected Pharaoh names for the game. So, Tutankhamun. And nice town center here to be grabbed by JSS. Bismay, aka Nolus, with the 3 elephants nearby. But what this also means, though, is that JSS likely isn't going to be putting on the early pressure on one of the F2 players. Comma count getting a little... It doesn't quite finish off the Minotaur. Wanders away to contemplate what he's going to do with 3 hit points. So yeah, the name of the game right now is going to be how kind of... Way to hold on to that bolt for a while. And you're going to bolt it and then just run away. Oh, he sees this going up, but reacting too slowly. There's a few low hit point villagers here he could get on. He's not going to stop it though, because yeah, the villagers can turn back and fight. And there's always even like a shifting sands if we really needed to. Now don't want to lose your, lost a Hersier. A little bit of slowdown on the player, not the end of the world. But player, where are his elephants? Oh, there's a 4-pack of Aurochs and a 5-pack. So there's some elephants here. Here they are. And he has not... These elephant here could A, go unnoticed. And B, even if they do get noticed... Oh, lost 2 Hearse here on the way out. It's kind of why you don't want to go that far forward without having Hall of Thanes, because they just get picked off on the way out. Got Squash roaming around too, so our 2 Loki players are pretty similar. The Kronos here, I just don't... He's playing this like he's Aranos. In which case, just go Aranos. Like, this could be a 3-0 for F2. What are you laughing at the Wadget for? Did he get killed? Or did he do something? I saw the Wadget come roaming down, but did it just die? In which case, sad days. I don't see the Wadget anymore. He must have got fried. Oh, he's right here. He got fried by these heroes that randomly showed up. I don't know where this hunt is, but I mean, any good players will just check the back and get on a hunt. Really nice reaction from Squash. And as soon as he sees that, he runs off and leaves 1 elephant behind. Oh, trying to get that town center though, but that gets spotted, but not a big deal. At this point, he probably just cancels the town center and it just goes 1 town center age up. Do they find them? Yeah, this will be no. Oh man, so close. It just didn't quite see it. It's a game of inches there. I mean, with at least defending Hersier, wouldn't have been the end, but would have killed a handful of villagers before they would have been able to come down. And even so, getting a couple villies here, these guys just... Thanks for just standing around, I guess. And goal line is up, Hathor already. He almost would be good for the Ra here to just hop up to Mythic Age and tornado this town center. Just put the Loki way behind. We saw in the previous series on Alfheim, Squash's Loki getting just absolutely pummeled by God Power after God Power. And I would like to see maybe the Tornado getting used here. I doubt we will see more Wadgets. We will see a big raid here on player, though. A few villagers killed. This one's falls. Got the Hippocon all over in here. It's getting to the point where it might not be worth it to stick around, and well done by Nolas to run off. Got some Berserker coming back to probably heal up. And we've got Miracle Man grabbing a 3rd town center. Miracle Man really has done almost nothing this game, other than just grabbing town centers. Walling this off, very important little wall here just to help keep his villies safe. I don't think this army, no, there's not enough of an army here to fight now. Squash is going to lose, though, some retreating half hit point Herseer. That's a big little catch. This should force these units to come back. But this is where not being Uranos really hurts, because that lack of mobility. There's a danger here where Miracle Man gets surrounded and loses his army, but Squash kind of funneling some Herseer into their doom. Not super great by him, but yeah, you can see just the difference. I mean, in the speed, I mean, imagine the Uranos running out here is just so much faster, and instead Miracle Man taking a ton of damage trying to get out, and these Terma are just feeding favor into the Loki coffers. And that's not good. Got Herseer here. And the Petsuchos spraying away. The troll, though, spawn right next to the rock. So, yeah, get the troll on the rock. And we got some pretty heavy pressure, though, on this the raw gold mine here. And that's kind of unexpected. But the pressure's dealt with. Oh, get on the other Petsuchos, though. This crocodile came the wrong way. And he's dead. That's an important unit. Got a troll. And the Herseer run out. So there's been a little bit more pressure than I expected here. Oh, this elephant is really being a pain. Look at that jerk. So what happened here is the elephant tried to run into this corridor, but it's all walled off. So the easiest way to run around is to come down around here. So this is really, well, there's even boar. I didn't even see the boar. In the end, not terrible, because we can just build a granary here, but I don't think Nolus knows this is going on. Yeah, he thinks this elephant died down here, but he walled the elephant off. And this could be a little bit of some economical disaster for him. We still have a locust. You want to get that out sooner than what we did. Oh, he notices. Okay. But as I mentioned, we still have a locust. Oh, it's for this. Okay. Maybe. The ceasefire's used, but I don't know why. Because he had Miracle Man coming in to help out here. This town center wasn't going to go down because the Greek is not Zeus. So the hoplites don't get a building advantage. So I'm not really sure what the use of the ceasefire was there. It seemed a little panicky. In the ceasefire, though, these camels need to be finding somewhere to get a locust. I mean, because locust works during ceasefire. Now, what the ceasefire did do is it gifted gold line in this town center. Says thank you very much. Squash is just going to build a longhouse. Oh no. Ooh. Oh, count notices. Now we do see a few players going up. We saw Artemis, Helios. We also saw Tyr coming for count. We've got this random attack on the town center here. Is he softening it up for an earthquake that's coming? How close is? Nope. Here comes the Tyr. All right, where do the wolves spawn? Here's some wolves. That's not going to give you much value. Kind of an awkward spot for them to spawn. Got some wolves down here. That'll help out. Oh wow, Gold Lion's kind of getting the wolf bad luck here. You got 3 of the spawns, and there's one more somewhere. He's Hippocon, though. Maybe a little suicidal in on all this. I mean, this Battleborn will fight for ages. The wolves did kill a couple Petsuchos there, so that's beneficial. And got the Battleborn defending here. This game's pretty close. We've got the advantage for JSS for now. The question is, do we have Noah's aging. No, we don't have any sort of earthquake or tornado coming soon. I believe the earthquake and tornado were from F2. Yeah, we've got a 90% earthquake. Where do you use it? You got to get value out of it pretty quickly. I don't know if you use it here because you can't push. Use it on the base. Okay. Oh, you don't want to run your units into the earthquake though because they take damage. Then we've got a... I don't know when raw players will learn, but it's very rare that you can use a locust without path blocking and it works. So this was kind of a complete waste of the locust. Like, why not use it with the Herseer here to kind of path block and stuff? But he didn't. We got a bit of an attack, a counterattack here from Squash. Flaming weapons used here, and we also have a flaming weapons used down here. So both Loki players currently got flaming weapons going on. Count McCount will clean this up, kill a mountain giant, and I don't think there's enough units here for Squash. And F2's kind of losing it here. Player's not in a great position, and Squash is in an even worse one. And Gold Lion isn't where you want your Pocket Raw to be at. He's not carrying yet. By 15 minutes, you kind of want your Raw to be kind of dominating, and he's not. These Hippocon are kind of being big problems for the Raw. Here comes a Vortex in on this. Nice spot for this Vortex. Now we need, these Crocs need to get on the oh, see, this is what I'm talking. This is where your Vortexes are good, when you start Vortexing a few Hika Gigantes in, and the damage that they do. Now this one's kind of wandering off. You need to, there he goes. And you just see how fast they take a town center down. I mean, a town center is fortified. 3 Hika Gigantes, the Fire Siphon, just kind of kills it so quickly. And this forces Gold Lion back, and looking rough for F2 here. Just the Raw never got on board with anything. And Squash is behind his Loki counterpart here. But we do have player finally starting to do a push. This town center is back up. I thought we saw a tornado coming for Gold Lion at some point. But yes, certainly by now, Gold Lion should be up Mythic. He's not. And this should be, you know, if Gold Lion is almost up Mythic here and can tornado this, it's a very dangerous tipping point where you could almost have Count Van Count out of the game. But that's all hypothetical. We don't have the Ra where he should be. Ra's behind. And really, if I'm going to look at it, if you're going to look at Team F2 and say of these 3 players, who's the weak link? It's going to be Gold Lion, who isn't a bad player at all. Pretty solid, but he's not player, he's not Squash. So I would say Squash maybe hasn't been playing super great here. But yeah, this is another good Vortex. This is the power of the Vortex, forces out a Shifting Sands from the Egyptian, which is good because you're basically trading the Vortex, one charge of the Vortex. Ooh, Fortified comes in just in time for the Shifting Sands. But even though he shifts, Vortex still kills the town center. We also had a Chaos being used here as well, to the point where Miracle Man wins this. And Miracle Man looking good here. I mean, really though, he could have done what he did as an Aranos anyway. Aranos still gets Vortex. These heroes just ran past Hika Gigantes. I guess we've got some more heroes here. Use your special, bounce them away. There you go. I don't know if he's quite going to get the town center though. Not enough units. All the human units kind of ran off. These dudes been standing idle for a while. Yeah, town center doesn't quite go down, but Miracle Man is in a very good position. Oh, cheeky little food gathering here. That's getting shut down. Player pushing in. He needs a raw tornado. Yeah, we're getting a counter push now from F2. Where suddenly Count Von Count kind of is lost his push. Kind of went all in on a pretty quick mythic without a lot of economy behind it. The Pharaoh is Putin common for this game, Cuddy Danks. And yeah, Tornado might just... We saw Tornado get clicked in by Gold Lion. I can't see the percentage, but it's coming. And it might be he doesn't even need the Tornado. Because now player's kind of fully eliminated. Not really fully, but is in such a great spot over Count the player kind of did just toss away a little bit too many resources there. But yeah, this game's close because we kind of got both Norse players are about to get pushed out of the game. Because well, we do have the Ra here to save the day. But we've got Squash hasn't even reached Mythic Age. And oh, I like this time shift for the towers. This is what you need to do with Chronos here. Is just be annoying, shift stuff back. And yeah, I don't know why Miracle Man hasn't taken this town center. Good little point here. Okay, I'm gonna say you wanna not a super great vortex because it doesn't flip the battlefield. He's got to be careful. You need to get this Higa Gigantes in on the town center, or it might not go down. It's getting path blocked so hard. Oh, I don't know if the town center goes down, and this might have been a fail vortex. Oh, that hurts. That hurts to not get the town center down. We have a tornado here. So on Nolus's forward, instead of here, on this town center. So I guess this is Gold Lion saying I'm going to take control of this spot anyway. You thought I was going to use tornado here? Ha! Tricked you. It's up here instead. And unfortunately, Miracle Man again. Yeah, he could have that town center. There's no reason for him not to have it. That would have now the Nidhogg gets to be used because of that. And the Nidhogg comes in on more villagers with the Battle Boar raid. We do have somehow Count Von Count. He must have got attributed resources, maybe. Not much. Actually, it looks like F2 is given resources to they hit it with the Giga Gigantes! Oh man. A little bit of an early resign there in game 3, but wow. F2 with the 3-0 sweep and kind of flipped this game around pretty quickly here. And JSS was in a great position, and that just completely flopped. And we get a raw win. Meowsel gets his or her raw win. We'll just say Meowsel gets Meowsel's raw win. I don't really know what exactly happened to JSS here, other than Nolus looked really strong and then just kind of faded away fast. Count looked strong, faded away fast. Miracle Man never grabbed this fourth town center. And the first Vortex I could get behind. The first two, really, pretty decent. But just could never quite finish off Squash, and really should have been able to. Pretty disappointing. Again, the Chronos play here. Just... oh well. You win as lose as a team. I don't want to make it seem like I'm picking on Miracle Man. You know, it's a team effort. Everybody could always do better. In the end, F2 couldn't do better because they won 3-0. What seemed like might be a pretty close, long series, and we had a couple close games here. Game 1 wasn't, but these two games, I mean, even the Medic game was super close, but Miracle Man there with some better vortexes could have done something, and here just, I don't know if JSS just extended too far or what, but they look solid. Huge eco advantage, and just disappeared off the face of the map there towards the end. So well done to F2 though. You know, easy to pick, easy to look at the bad plays because they're more noticeable. But F2 did well here. Player had a pretty massive economy boom. There's a random underworld. I missed all of this. Oh, Nolus underworlded to the back, didn't he? And then player underworld to defend. So that's why Count was able to fight back here, because player had to defend from his defend the underworld. I missed that. And then that's what gave Gold Lion kind of the advantage down here, because yeah, that's where all of Nolus's army was. Okay. But yeah, Miracle should be able to push through here. You think they're ahead here in this game? Hold on, we got a question in chat. Hisoka Mario wants to know, he gets fast proxy with everyone. Even gets a connection with you with EE. Have you opened your ports on your router? Voobly uses port UDP or something, 16,000. Make sure you open that on your router. Make sure you have Voobly in the exceptions on like Windows Defender and Windows Firewall. That can slow it down too. So I can't really help you on how to open that because it's all unique to your router. I assume you have a router. You should be able to just Google your router on Google. That's why you call Google. And then figure out how to get to the admin panel. And somewhere there should be, I mean, as long as you have a decent router that's kind of a mainstream router, you should be able to find either the manual or something online and be able to figure out how to log into the admin panel through your computer and then open up port, I believe it's 16,000. If you need more help, if you're not in Boyd's Discord, I would get in Boyd's Discord and post in the technical channel. If you're not able to do it based on what I've got, you can post in there your modem, or your router, and I'm sure somebody will be able to help you out. You know, post pictures and stuff if you need that. Yeah, right thing. I wouldn't say F2's not ahead here. Miracle Man isn't where he needs to be economically. To the point where I'm not sure if he ever even pushes here, because anytime it starts to look too scary for Squash, Gold Lion can help out. I don't know if Nolus has the economy here. Yeah, he's got nothing right now to really defend this. And Count probably does push this back. I think Count gets his town center down, but then now that the underworld's dealt with, player can just pop right back through. But certainly there was a time here in this game where JSS should have won this game, but got outmaneuvered late here by F2. And Nolus, Nolus played. I mean, I don't know. You win and lose as a team. So well done to F2 though. They were a kind of a surprise. Maybe not necessarily a surprise because they lost to UCA in the first round, but certainly the way in which they lost, where they lost a handful of games that were not close, um, that was a little bit surprising. But nice to see them come back. I'm not surprised to see JSS lose. Of the four teams left in the tournament, I would have said they were the weakest. But still very close games here. I mean, even though they lost 3-0, which looks awful, they could have potentially won that meta game, and they could have won the mega random game. So two games that just a little bit better play could be wins. So I mean, we could have been going into game 4 with a 2-1 UCA or not UCA JSS lead, um, but we didn't. So it didn't happen. Well played to F2. They advance to the next round of the double elimination. So JSS now having lost twice in this final stage of the double elimination, they're out, 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 gone, done. And now F2 will play the loser of DOD versus UCA. They're in. I don't know if it's hard to say what it is because it's a little double elimination bracket. They're not really in the finals because it's not the last match, but they're the last two winners. So the loser of that will then play F2, which then moves back to the grand finals. But I'm gonna call it a night. Thanks to all of you who kind of hung out with me on this Sunday night. I know it's not a common time for people to be able to watch because people getting ready for the work day. For me, it's the tomorrow for the work week. For me, this was the end of my work week, and now I have a couple of days off. So this is me sitting down after my weekend of work and being able to kind of chill out, you know. Sit here and watch. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you all have a great week. If ever you need anything, feel free to shoot me a message or whatever. And Hisako, like I said, I probably just mispronounced your name. If you need more help, jump in Boyd's Discord. I'm sure somebody will be able to get you, or maybe even me when I have a little more time. You got to work in 8 hours, and it is 30. It's 30 what? Minus 30. Oh, it's cold. Is that minus 30 Fahrenheit or Celsius? Either is pretty cold, but Fahrenheit would be colder. Celsius. What is minus 30 Celsius to Fahrenheit? Minus 30 Celsius to Fahrenheit. Minus 22. Oh, that's still cold. Wait, so minus 30 is colder than minus 20. Okay, I'm an idiot. I should stop talking. I'm making a fool of myself. That's cold, man. That is cold. So I'm an idiot. That's all right. But I'll let you go, like I said. So stay warm. Yeah. So that's chilly. That is cold. So stay warm. Have a good week, everybody.